So Keith Thurman came out recently with some news talking about Tszyu and his future in boxing, and also Keith Thurman's future in boxing. And he was just saying that, responding to all the criticism he received over the last few years about the opponents and his style and why he's not doing certain things in boxing, he's kind of using it to turn around and put the mirror in front of the media and let them know that everything they were saying wasn't true because of the last two fights with Tszyu. And he said, "I told you, Tszyu wasn't dangerous. Little fish got in with the big fish." And now he said recently, when he was talking about Tszyu's performance, that he couldn't block the hook and everything else, and he was struggling with Bakaram and didn't think that Bakaram was just at that level. And Keith Thurman was saying that Bakaram said he was going to stop him, and he did. Kind of was like almost looking at it like Tszyu was overlooking Bakaram, but I don't think he did. Just he met his fate, took a loss. But at the same time, Keith Thurman is definitely going to use this opportunity to call it out and let people know that you might have thought he was going to be able to beat me, but that's the same guy you thought that would beat me. He's been getting pummeled lately. And he doesn't feel like a lot of people are pointing that out, because that's why he pointed it out. The fact that he has to point it out, that lets you know it hasn't been getting pointed out. So the fact that it hasn't, he's like, hey, y'all said that he was a big fish and he was this type of guy and he had this type of role when it came to boxing, and he was going to come over and do this, and he didn't do it. That's the thing that kind of got, Keith Thurman kind of all over the place, because he's like, no way this is the same guy that they were saying was going to be able to stop me or beat me. No way. I know that's the way he's looking at it. He like, they just saying stuff now. But Tszyu was a good fighter, though. He's somebody that Fedor and a lot of other fighters have been in the ring with, and they know that he's a tough guy that couldn't get knocked out easily. So with him getting stopped by Bakaram, I've seen it before, just like with Anthony Joshua, with Dubois recently. That doesn't stop the fact that people think that Joshua can have a chance in the next fight. But it isn't a good look for him to be in a position like he was, as far as just taking these losses. And Keith Thurman as well. The Pacquiao loss, it was just one loss, but it hasn't been much activity since then. And the Keith Thurman thing was going to be the closest thing to it, and that didn't happen. So, I don't know, man. But right now, that fight looks like it can happen again. But Keith Thurman just letting everybody know this guy was not dangerous, bro. I told y'all that. He's saying he's a little fish that got in with the big fish. And you remember the first fight against Fedor, people say that Tszyu blamed the fight on the cut. No, actually the fans did. Now I'm starting to hear people say that now. Now the fans who agree about the cut, now they starting to say, well, Tszyu blamed it on the cut. Nah, y'all agreed with it. And I tried to warn you then. I said the man lost the fight fair and square. The blood ain't had nothing to do with it. But Keith Thurman, he just pointed out and letting these fans know who've been trolling him, because they have been trolling him. So the ones who have been trolling him, they quiet now.